Every time we come into the studio, it's a little different, you know, and our band is kind of an experimental project, so we're always kind of changing things and learning each time, and we're kind of coming into this one knowing more than we ever have.
We're kind of having a nice transition from the last two albums. We're kind of in the place where we're really focusing on our acoustic tone and trying to dial that in and really capture the sound of our own instruments. What we've talked about together a lot is using the studio as an opportunity to do something that we can't do on stage, which is capture an unplugged sound from our acoustic instruments with the drums.
This is the first time we've gone in the studio with our new drummer, Hunter, and he is really shining on this, man. He's good live, but now hearing him in the studio environment and hearing how comfortable he is and how natural and tonefully he's playing, I mean, it's going to add a whole other dimension to the music.
It's really exciting to be on a record with these guys. As far as the meat of what I'm playing, I haven't really changed anything, but because we're in a studio and because we have the opportunity to, we've added some percussion on a few things. A little bit of cowbell goes a long way, but it's also really fun to play the cowbell and to play it, and deep down you're thinking it's a cowbell, it's obnoxious, probably isn't going to work, and you play it and it turns out it does work. It's silly, but it's fun.
The music came together for this session easier than it ever has before. I mean, the way they have the studio set up, it's just set up to record bluegrass acoustic music and at the highest level quality possible. And so we just hopped in there and started cutting tracks, and it happened pretty easy. We've road tested a lot of the material we're recording right now, and so they made it easier for us to just step in and do our thing. Of course, we had a little fun with it too, added some studio magic. It's fun to watch the songs kind of take on that studio life as opposed to just the raw live version that we've been playing. When we do things live, we have a lot of different sounds and a lot of and different pedals and things that we try to condense into one signal that we send out to the board and to the front of house man. And in the studio, it's like almost we're trying to do the opposite. We're trying to get all of our stuff separated into different channels and different tracks that can be adjusted and mixed together. So we kind of had to rewire our pedal boards a little bit.
The guitar and the violin each have several different lines or channels to choose from. So you know how we both cover the bass, so we have that going all the time. And then we have a plugged-in DI signal to choose from, and then we have each have two different mics to work from. So basically, at any given time, at any song, you can choose from any of those versions of our sound.
In the past, we've always just had this big build-up to the album recording, you know, where we go in and record for 5 days straight, and then we got an album. There's a lot of pressure to get that album done in that period of time. And you know, with organic, they're really flexible, and we can kind of come in 3 days here, a night here, a few, you know, and do it in these little segments, and it's kind of like a lot less pressure, and it's a really nice way to do things. So we're super happy with the arrangement. It's a cool label group. Like they've got their traditional bluegrass mountain home, but then yeah, we're part of Organic. We're a band that we come out of a traditional bluegrass background. You know, we really respect the genre, the music, and what's come before, but the label's totally into that. This group really is embracing just the way of the future and where people are going to get their music. You know, it's just a really forward-thinking, forward-focused group of people, and yeah, we've just clicked from day one.
Well, it's been really cool to see like the progression of the Jon Stickley Trio since the early days. I think like stylistically, it's very easy to come in here and play with them because it's Jon and we've been playing together since high school. So like this song, I think it's called The Driver. He sent it to me and I started learning it, and I was like, whoa, like it's falling right under my fingers because it's a lot of the same patterns that we're used to playing, or just our styles meld easily, you know?
You know, you could almost say that in this plugged-in world that we live in, that what we're trying to do is a metaphor for unplugging.
Unplug already.
Get off your iPhone, get off your Sega, and your Genesis and your Nintendo, and just sit back and play some music together. Netscape navigate your way into the studio.